Hey y'all, how are you? If you've watched the live video, then you know I've been thinking about dropping the tiers. Only I had a aha moment, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm collaging my cover. So the past few months have been about pulling everything together. The things I've been working on, letting go of things that aren't working, finding my way down the path of what works for me and letting go of what doesn't. And I've also been following my intuition, my gut. And where that's been leading me is a place that is, if I'm honest, is one of struggle. It's one of overwhelm. It's one of feeling overburdened by, just burdened by choosing what is and isn't creative time and journal time. And I'm having a hard time with that because it's all creative time to me. I have really just deep down inside known for the past 2 years that how I'm doing things in one respect is working really well now. I've improved things, I'm doing a lot better at things, but I feel like it's time to at least test the theory of primarily letting people pay what they feel like is right, but kind of keeping some structure at the same time. I'm going to give a couple of options. We're going to test this theory and see how it works. Maybe keeping tiers, but changing the description if that makes people feel better. Let's say the $3 tier stays the same. You have coffee chats, posts with pictures, and live chat. And then the $7 tier, which is actually creative time, is everything. It's videos about journaling, about planning, it's vlogging, it's doing a bit of everything that I do on a regular basis. So pretty much whatever you've been getting, because sometimes I put videos that are actually would be considered $15 tier videos in the $7 tier. Sometimes the $3 tier gets a video by mistake because I forgot to put down what I wanted or because I wanted to share it with everybody who's a current patron. And then I thought, why not take the $15 tier, which is, to me, people want more content. So they get everything that I've already been doing, that they've already been getting, but instead of limiting myself with this video or that video for this tier or that tier, I give you the choice. You get 1 or 2 videos, depending on how busy I am, but you get at least 1, most likely 2 extra videos, your choice, a month. So it will be Patreon choice. I'll do a poll. We'll start a poll at the end of every month. We'll do a poll. What would you like a video about? And it can be something I talk about. It could be something I talk and show. It could be something where I do a journal, like from start to finish, how I document my day. And then I do a voiceover, because if I document my day, normally I tested the theory with the video in this, and before I did anything to it, with everything included, it was 2.5 hours long. So I'm going to let you know now, it takes me approximately anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half to finish a page, a 2-page spread, depending on how in depth I go with that page. I know people don't want to watch a 2.5 hour video, but I can do what, like I've done with a couple of the videos before, where I talk some, like you hear me talk some, and then I have silence, where I have that long silence. I put some music instead of me feeling like that negative space in the video where I'm not talking, where I've had those really long pauses. I can either do a quick voiceover when I don't complete a sentence, when I have a thought and the thought only gets half put out there into the world, and my mind thinks I've said it, but I haven't actually said it. I can do little pieces of voiceover, but then in the longer pauses, I can add music. So I can do more videos that are process videos if y'all would like in the $15 tier. I can do that. Or you can choose. Or we can have one video where you choose and one video where I choose. But I can do a poll at the end of every month and say, hey, for the $15 tier, hey, what would you like to see this coming month for the next month? And because most of my months are themed, we can choose any number of things to put in there. I could do the setup for the next month as the $15 tier. And then that way the more time-lapse version can go up for everybody else. Or we can say the hell with all of the tiers after October and November and just do everything for everybody, and you pay at least a minimum of $3. I don't know, $7. We can talk about that. What y'all think is honest and fair. We can talk about that, because I am at a place where I'm still new to this, and I'm not teaching, I'm sharing. And in that sharing, maybe sometimes there's some teaching moments, but really all I'm teaching is, please pick up a pen, please pick up a pencil, please pick up a brush, please pick up something and be creative. That's the only thing I really want to teach, is I want to inspire and motivate people to be creative in some way, shape, or form. I feel like I could do more videos, better quality videos, if I wasn't stressing over where the hell does this go. If y'all would like to have input into this, I would greatly appreciate it. I am willing to change things however all of you would like. I really want to make this special, because that's how Patreon feels to me. All of you feel really special to me, especially those of you who have just joined and you're excited about it. I know this is like some changes here, because it's like, what, wait a minute, huh? But for those of you who've been around for a long time, I don't want to change things up so much that you're going, what in the hell is she doing? But I do need to change things. And I honestly believe, like I said in the live video, that if I'm not stressed out, I'm enjoying it and I'm loving it. There's no, when I do what I'm doing for y'all, no matter what it is, I'm enjoying it. I enjoy filming. I enjoy figuring out things. I enjoy looking at things. I don't get stressed out until I have issues with editing, or until I go, oh my God, where does this go? Because by the time I'm done with the video, I put a lot of effort into it. I put a lot of creative time into it. And then I'm going, well, God, this, there are a few videos where I know specifically this is for creative time. This is for more of the journaling process, more of the journaling tier, the $15 tier. Maybe I need to change the names of the tiers. Maybe I need to change the descriptions of the tiers. Whatever it is I need to do, I'm willing to do. I just really want your input into it. And I feel like it's time to make some big changes, and I can go one of a few different ways. We can drop the tiers altogether if y'all honestly think that people will do. I think people who are actually more likely to join Patreon are already of the mindset of, hey, this artist is putting forth content. I can pay this month, I can pay $20, but the next month I can't pay but $5. And I think in the end it will sort of work itself out, maybe. I don't know. I know that it's kind of odd if you look at it, but I honestly think that I could either do $3 or $5, and you pay a minimum of $3 or $5. That's it. And then I keep Hilma's tier, or not. Hilma could do whatever Hilma wants. Hilma's going to get what she's been getting no matter what. I think that's the key, though, is that we figure out what will work. All I know is that I'm going to start posting videos, and I'm going to start it now, where all of the videos, for the most part, are going to go $7 tier. That way everybody sees them. And then the $3 tier is going to get a few extra videos like this, where I'm talking about what's going on and what they think too, because people in the $3 tier might be willing to move up to the $5 if that's the tier. If I say, hey, we start at $5 and I do everything. You get coffee chats, you get everything. You can watch what you want to watch, because some people are mostly interested in the coffee chats, but other people are interested in more. Maybe they just can't afford to pay $15 or $7. There might be months where they could. So I think I'm at a good place where you can figure out what you want to do, what it's worth to you. And to me, I am willing to take a cut if it means less stress. Because I think in the long run it will be better, because this space is the culmination of everything. It's what I really want to do creatively. That this is where I share the most important stuff, and then YouTube gets certain videos, but y'all get a lot of times the previews of those. Sometimes I'm not really good about that part, but I am really good about sharing everything. So if I do a video on YouTube, or I do a video, not a video, if I do a blog post, which I'm so behind in, I think this would be so much better. I wrote down this with the extra videos. If I were to keep the tiers, and I were to do just extra videos for the $15 tier, That way I can choose the extras and the patrons can give input and they can choose, and we can do one mine, one theirs every month. Let the patrons choose is what I wrote down. But I need a bit of structure, but I need creative freedom. And my patrons can have input about what they would like to see from all tiers. Figuring that out, as well as planning the journaling, having things more together. Structure with freedom, which is what I need. And if I have that, the structure and creative freedom, I'm happy. And my videos, my posts, my pages, my art, my words, all of that are all better. I've grown so much over this past year, it's hard to believe, and yet I feel it. Really feel it deep down inside. It's finally all coming together and it feels good, really good. And I feel so blessed. And that's what it's really about. That's what it's really about. That's what it's really about, because one of the things that Jamie Riddler says is that your journal is your studio, your art is your studio, your life is your studio, kind of thing, because and it feels like Patreon is my studio, and I'm sharing all of these bits and pieces of my creative life, and I am extremely creative. You're going to sometimes see videos about DIY projects. When I go to do that closet, once I get the closet cleaned out, I'm going to set up the tripod probably on one of the tables, and we're going to film doing that closet. When I go to rearrange the room, I have done posts with pictures of before and after. I'm probably going to chronicle that, because this I'm going to do the before and the after, because I truly feel suffocated. When I finally get this overhead video crap settled, really settled, where it's really working extremely well, I'm actually going to show you my setup, so that if somebody else has something they'd like to do and they want to do overhead, don't go through all this trial and error I've went through. I can show you what's really working, and then you can kind of figure out on your own what might really work for you based on your space. And that's the key, I think, is that I have all these things that I want to share, but where do I put that? Because to me, honestly, all of it's creative time. When I'm journaling, when I'm writing, when I'm doing stuff in my spiritual journey, the stuff that encompasses that, when I do DIY projects, all of it to me is creative time. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and you're going to see more of this video and you'll see how it works. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I'm sharing this in the $3 tier, is because I want every single one of you to have some say so, because I think there are two options that might work well. I just can't feel so pressured, and I'm having to choose, and I feel like I should be able to share it everywhere. So we can change some things around. Y'all let me know. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, good morning. It's probably right at almost 7 o'clock. Let's turn around so you can see. Let me get the sky above me. Sit my cup of coffee down. Get my cup of coffee now. Wanted to do something a bit different for the rest of this part of the video, because this is for y'all. The one video right now, oh, that's filthy. I've got to clean that one. So I guess I'll get on the bench on the front porch, or I'll go to the picnic table. David's been taking parts out of that car, and then he's pretty much finished with it, and now I'm going to call and get people to come get it. Hopefully we'll get a few dollars for it. And oh, okay, we'll get a few dollars for it. And I got grass all over my sandals now. And then we can do something that we need to do on one of the other vehicles. So I've been trying to do this in the mornings and haven't filmed it really, because usually I'm not dressed, but this morning I went ahead and got dressed, and I have on a cute outfit. Um, I don't get dressed up very often. I mean, when I do videos, you see makeup, you see a cute top, but usually I just have on jeans, regular jeans. I actually have on dress jeans today, sandals, and these sandals aren't quite broken in. I've only worn them a couple of times. I don't really go very many places, like I said. And when I'm around here, I have on flip-flops, Converse. Most of the time you see me though, and I'm in bedroom slippers. But I wanted to start doing a little bit more of what is my morning time. I usually try to come out here and have a little bit of coffee and a little bit of peace and quiet. I listen to the birds, and I enjoy sometimes the rooster crows. I don't enjoy that necessarily, but it's nice to hear all the morning noises. But I really like listening to the birds, and I really like having some peace and quiet. Sometimes the neighbors are getting up and getting ready to go somewhere, but it's the weekend right now, and it's still a little early yet. So right now I'm just enjoying the it's nice. Part of changing up some things. There's this transition period. Anytime you really start and dig into something new, you get a transition period. And for me, the transition period was a little bit quicker, so I'm kind of like, what? Oh, I feel like I fell into the rabbit hole, you know? And in one way, it's been really good because I've kind of had to force myself to go, what is the most important? What am I really doing? And that's helped. The other part is that I already knew like some of the things I'm really digging, I'm really into, and those things are the top priority things. Right now I need to catch up on Inktober, and I've been catching up on journal time. Woo, you can really see the white. What? Ooh. So I'm letting it grow. I am letting it grow. But oh yeah. See, this is about when I get tempted to just really want to cut it all off. But David's like, baby, your hair is growing. It looks so good. I'm like, yeah, except this two-tone thing. This two-tone thing. Or actually 4 or 5 tone thing. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to keep letting it grow. I'm going to keep letting it do its thing here. And um, back to what I was saying. ADHD. I feel really good about some of the things. But I still feel a little lost. And I think that's kind of been part of the issue with Inktober, is that I got really into it and I was enjoying it, but then everything else kind of came slamming down at me. So I had to take a lot of time away to do that stuff. And I don't have enough time to do extra stuff, and I ended up having to do extra stuff. So now I'm going to do some catch up on that, and then I'm going to start working on my plan for next week and how I can try to kind of fit everything in. I know I'm not going to be able to. I know I'm going to have to take some time every day. I'm going to have to be better about my routine, especially if I want to fit in other things like going to take an artist date, or when I want to go to Starbucks and sit for a while and do some writing. I want to go to Starbucks and sit for a while and do some drawing. Yeah, like the rooster said, it's time for me to get up. So I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to go in the house and start working on my Inktober. And before I do that, I'm going to walk around the yard for just a few minutes. And then I'm going to go in. because this is my morning. I've already done a few stretches, but I can tell my back is feeling kind of so I'm going to do a few more stretches, and I'm going to walk for a few minutes around the house in the yard. And we had a frog get in the house last night. That's actually going to be my journal page for yesterday, is the frog that got in the house. We don't know how it got in the house. So, um, yeah, I'm going to go get started.
Making an effort to be creative is sometimes hard. Sometimes it's easy. When it's easy, it's like, oh, yes, yes. And you feel this sense of adrenaline, this rush of motivation to do even more. You're inspired to try new things. You're feeling really good about what you did. And that's how I felt when I created that, what you see on the screen. It turned out so much better than I thought it was going to. It was fun. I love drawing things from real life. No matter how good or how bad it turns out, I love, love, love doing that. And lately, my journaling process has been sort of evolving into something quite different. And I think that's one of the reasons I felt a little lost, is that I have been evolving. One of the reasons that I feel like this change that I would really like to make on Patreon, that I've been making, I guess, on YouTube, whether I realized I needed to or not. Sometimes things have a way of turning the tide in a direction that you didn't even know you needed. And I've let go of that bitter taste in my mouth. That aha moment that I had last night while the storm was raging and the power was flickering on and off, and I was up till the wee hours of the morning trying to get some stuff done so that I could upload a video, so that when I'm finished with this for y'all, I can take parts out and then squeeze some parts together so that I can do a bit of a chat for my Burgess Taylor YouTube channel. I thought, yes, it's time for me to make a few changes. I say that so much, y'all, so much. But I'm actually grateful. I'm grateful that I'm able to learn and to grow and to change as things evolve. I'm not as scared of change as I used to be, but change is still hard. it's still hard. Change is still oftentimes scary. And as scary as it is to say, wait a minute, I'm going to change some things on Patreon, and wait a minute, I'm going to open the second channel for YouTube, and wait a minute, all this time I've spent building my main channel, I started it with writing. I need to quit looking at the negative and start looking at the positive. I have a chance to really grow that YouTube channel in a direction that I want. I could talk about writing. I just don't need to talk about tarot on that channel. I can talk about journaling. I can talk about supplies. I can talk about art. I can talk about DIY projects. There's so much that I can talk about that I think that limiting train of thought that I had when I was feeling that bitter taste in my mouth, I had to let go of that. I had to get rid of that. The only way that I can move forward is to let go of the past. It's like that baboon in the Lion King movie, you know, what happens when you hold on to the past. Last night at the wee hours in the morning, I was thinking about what I could do for YouTube. I was thinking about what I could do for Patreon. I was thinking about what I could do for the newsletter and what I could do for my website, and how I need 3 of me to do all of this. But that was the negative thought. And I thought, you know, what I need to do is just relax, relax, and enjoy the creative process. And focus in on the things that I'm learning, and the things that are bringing me joy, and the things that I want to do, and the things that I am doing, and let those things guide me. So I'm going to do some video, I think, this afternoon, this evening, where I catch up on October, and I'm going to film that. And I think I'm going to do some video of some other things probably tomorrow. I have Victor tomorrow, though. I pick up Victor, and then David is off tomorrow, and I need to go to the grocery store. There's a lot of things that we need to do tomorrow, but I can get some things done. I can go to bed a little earlier tonight than I went to bed last night, because last night I didn't go to bed till wee hours in the morning. But I had a hard time sleeping because my husband was out working in this mess. And you know, as I started thinking about right before I went to bed, all the blessings that I have in my life, I felt so much better. And then this morning, after I was waiting for some of the footage to save so that this video could be put together properly, Jamie Riddler, I had to catch up on some videos, and she had a video about gratitude, creativity, and gratitude. And boy, that was what I needed to hear. That was what I needed to hear. And Arwen's message for today: I choose to be unstoppable. I choose to be unstoppable. I decided to do this. This is next week. And I like putting these images in here. I like putting the images in here. It makes me feel really good. I'm putting positive images. I have, you're going to see where this is my plan for today and tomorrow. I need to write down my things that I need to do tomorrow. So I'm going to do that while this video saves. And I think this will work. This is all planning on an individual page. And I have room for notes, and I have room for little things, and I have an attention grabber. We're going to try it for a while, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, then I'll keep moving right along until I figure out what will work. I still don't know about the Hobonichi. I'm still debating. But you know, there are a lot of things in life that I'm thinking, what would mean less work? What would mean more work? What do I really want to do? Where am I drawn to? And to be honest, where I'm drawn to, this was yesterday's page, and I like having that in this daily journal. It's what I journaled about, and the caption underneath the date says courage, and the bottom part has these three little words right 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 here, and it says imagine, create, express. And then the cartoon says, I love it when the shirts turn plaid. It's fall, y'all. And I love fall. And now that the hurricane has rampaged the Gulf, I feel so bad for those people who are in the wake of it. We got the storm. We just got storm. We got rain and storm, and we had power. We had power loss for a while, quite a few hours. We lost our power in the wee hours in the morning. Right after David got out of the shower, he got home about 7:20, 7:30, and then he got straight in the shower because he was drenched to warm up. And he got out of the shower. It was probably 10 till 8, and that's right after that's right around when we lost power because it was flickering on and off while he was in the shower. Like, you need to hurry up. I feel better. I feel more in tune with where I'm headed. And I don't know if that's because some of the pressure has kind of died down because I have some options. I know that I have some options. I know I have options. And now we're going to work together to figure out what those options are that would work the best. What option would work the best for all of us? And I feel really confident about that. And I feel confident about where I'm going to head with the main YouTube channel. And I feel really confident about the direction of the second YouTube channel. Because it's just a chronicle of my spiritual journey. And I'm going to share that. And I'm also going to share the tarot in writing. And then I will share regular writing videos on the main channel. And it'll be a hodgepodge of things. And I like the hodgepodge of things. Where I'm at today, I have uploaded the Moonology video. I have edited this one. I'm in the process of finishing that. So I have to upload that to Patreon. I need to take some pictures. I need to make this a time-lapse video, just the art portion, a time-lapse video. I might take a little bit of the routine, the vlog part, just a little bits of it. I need to write a blog post, and then if I have time and I get the bulk of those things done, then I will film Inktober while I catch up on, and I will use that contraption that I made to do that. And then I'll do a voiceover for Patreon, and I'll do it super time lapse with just some music for YouTube. I like where I'm headed. I do need to clean the bathrooms, and I need to put some ink. I need to put my ink cartridges in my printer so I can print some photos. And I've got some photos that I'm going to print on that little Polaroid zip. But I have a few bigger pictures I want to do and a collage of pictures I want to do. So I have some printing of pictures to do. I feel really good. I have so much to catch up on. I have RightTube videos to watch. I have Romany's videos to watch. I have Courtney's videos to watch. Allie's videos to watch. And somewhere along the line, I think I missed Arwen's Terrascopes that were for this week. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just hopefully I won't miss this Sundays. I feel a lot better. So I'm headed, I think, in a more positive direction because I have a more positive mindset. And sometimes that's what we need. I have a lot of Halloween Chronicles to catch up on. And then I want to, during some downtime this weekend, really go through the cards and this and do a spread. And I need to do some more outlining for my novel. And I'm going to film some of that because there are people on Patreon who are curious to know. A lot of you are writers, and that sounds like a lot of fun, I think, creating some video footage for that. And I'm excited. I'm ready to rip into everything, but I need to get this finished first. So like I said, I feel really good about what I'm doing and where I'm headed. The next thing on the agenda is to get this up. What are you doing? What are you doing that's inspiring you, that's motivating you? Some of you are prepping for NaNoWriMo. Some of you are like me trying to get your stuff together for 2019 to figure it out. And I started writing down a few things right here. And I thought I'd take a few minutes to talk about it because I have approximately 30 minutes or so to film in sections for this. So I thought we'd kind of cover some of it. So I am debating. I know I've been a little fickle about this whole Hobonichi thing. But I honestly took a long, hard look at my Hobonichi cousin for this year, and I've used it a lot. I've done really well with it, and it works really well for the planning. So I think this journal that I have that I'm going to set up for the DIY thing is going to be more bullet journal-ish. Um, I'll have a calendar in it because I do better with a calendar, and I have other things in it, and I'll continue to do daily journaling. And then I have what I'm calling my spiritual journal, and that's more like a spiritual bullet journal where I'm putting all different kinds of things in it, and it's more of like a workbook. So it's what I'm working on currently, everything that I'm working on, and then the other notebooks are more individual things where it's more specific. Like I have a book that's more for the moon, and a book that's more for astrology, and a book that's more for tarot where I'm actually learning, but where I'm taking notes when I'm watching videos or whatever. It all goes in the spiritual bullet journal, and then I can transfer, and what I'm learning from books actually is going in the individual books. The things that are important from the class, when I take down the notes, I will transfer them in, and it will help me learn. I did this when I was in college. I had one notebook, and I went through and I took notes down, and then I went in and highlighted or referenced, and had worksheets. I was actually pasting, collaging stuff into my notebooks when I was in college. Been doing this since like middle school. So I feel like I'm really good. I feel like I'm filling my cup with creativity, filling my cup with learning, I'm filling my cup with gratitude, I'm filling my cup with meditation, I'm filling my cup with art, I'm filling my cup with a lot of good things. And, I feel better. I'm going to the doctor Monday. My doctor's appointment is Monday at 2:30. So I will have a checkup, find out what is going on with this swelling and the heat flashes and stuff like that. Because sometimes, like right now, because the weather's cooled off some and I'm really hydrated and I got some sleep, my hands aren't as swollen. Some of my rings only fit during certain times, so I end up flipping them around. I think I'll feel a lot better once I know what's wrong and once I can either get on some medication or something like that. So next topic. Okay, so this next topic is going to be a little bit different. But I want to talk about how sometimes our truth has to do with unleashing our creativity. Our truths can come out by unleashing our creativity. There's this place, and I wrote this down because I didn't want to have ADHD mess it up, so I'm sorry if I'm looking down. There's this place inside each of us that is the well of our creativity. It's the depth of our spirit. Sometimes it just needs a push in the right direction to come out, or for someone to open the door. It is in the words that we write or don't write, the art that we create, or the piece that stays buried in our heart that is just waiting to come out. Creativity, no matter the medium that we use to express it, is the music in our souls, the words that are buried under our doubts, the dreams we keep hidden. So let's unleash some creativity. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how and how I've been doing it lately and how it's working for me. So I draw and I write and I create DIY projects and I create recipes from scratch sometimes. And all of those are creative endeavors. I mean, creativity isn't just about creating a masterpiece. It doesn't matter whether you think you can draw or you think you can write or you think you can play music. There are other ways to be creative, but you can also do some of that. It could be making a great meal, like I said, or transforming an old piece of furniture, finding a way to exercise or meditate that works for us, thinking outside of the box. But when it comes to art and writing, the very main thing that we really need to remember is that we don't have to be perfect. It should be fun. And I think that's one of the things that I had sort of misplaced somewhere along the way with creating videos. Creating videos is an art form in and of itself. And I wasn't really having fun with the editing part because I didn't know what to edit exactly, how to edit, other than to take some of the ums and the long pauses out. Well, sometimes the long pauses can be a form of art because what can I do? I can add a bit of music for that long pause. And then you can do some of your own thing. And see, it's all in how you look at it. And like I said in the last portion of the video, it's about your mindset. So some of the best things that we can do for ourselves is to invest in our creativity. And I have been investing in my creativity now for a good while. Oh my God, this month is the anniversary of my YouTube-ness. My main channel has been on YouTube this year for 4 or 5 years, something like that. I created my first video for NaNoWriMo for Preptober. And now with all of the changes that I've been making, at first I was kind of feeling, what do you mean I have to, you know. Mr. Rockstar would tell you that I'm the rock star, that I have followers and fans, that having almost 3,000 subscribers on YouTube and now a new channel with already 140 something subscribers, having Patreon, that makes me a rock star. But you know what really makes me a rock star? Is inspiring and motivating anyone. One person, 5 people, 50 people, 5,000 people, however many people, but even if it's just that one person to be creative, that makes me a rock star. In my eyes, that makes me a rock star. So I want you to think about how you could unleash your creativity. I've done it throughout this video. You're going to see the different ways that I have unleashed my creativity. I have done a document my day kind of page where I drew and watercolored one of my watercolor palettes, the one I got for my anniversary, one that had been on my wish list for forever. I have drawn and illustrated all different kinds of things in videos for y'all and for YouTube. The pen that I lost that I couldn't find that I finally found, and when I found it, I drew it. I've done all kinds of things. Sometimes I do what you just saw and I just put down some watercolor. Sometimes I do some doodles. Sometimes when I'm writing and I can't think of what exactly my next paragraph is, my next sentence is, I will do some journaling from my character's point of view. Whichever character I'm having the issue with. Like the scene that I'm on, whatever character is the main person in that scene or whatever's going on, I'll do some journaling about it. I find that the easiest way for me to unleash my creativity is by doing some brainstorming, by doing some mind mapping, by just putting some watercolor down on a page, by watching a video from someone else and being inspired, by watching a video from someone that motivates me towards something, like with Jamie Riddler's video, towards feeling even more gratitude. With Arwen's message today, that really, really sparked something. I choose to be unstoppable. What a positive mindset that is. So, normally for me, unleashing my creativity is in a variety of ways. Um, from revamping an old piece of furniture. I need to take a picture of our living room, of the dresser now that the TV's on it. I need to take a picture of that. I will do that and put it in the post as soon as there is enough light in our house to do that. I might have to figure out something. Um, I know that from the moment I left that purple room and came into this room after we'd repainted it, brightened it up some, how much of a difference it made in my creativity. And I know that it looks like mint green, but I promise you it's like a pale Sleeping Beauty turquoise. It's like a really pale aqua, pale turquoise color. It's like a super pale turquoise color. Cobalt. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like one of the biggest things that I could ever have done for myself was by changing my life towards living a creative life. And as much as it is filled with sometimes frustration when things don't go right with technology, or when you lose power, or when the internet goes down, when the router breaks, when different things happen. As much as some of those things can be frustrating, the thing that's never frustrating for me is when I'm actually in the process of creating. So for those of you, and it is Inktober, for those of you who think you can't draw, remember when you were a kid and you were creating these little stick figures? The stick figures are awesome. Have you Googled stick figures lately? Gone on Pinterest and looked at stick figures lately? People are creating all kinds of great stick figures. You could journal with just watercolor, just putting background down. You could use stickers. You could use stamps, color in things from stamps. You could get you one of those adult coloring books with some of the images, color those in, and paste those into your journal. There are all different kinds of ways to be creative. I sometimes add bits and pieces of things to my journal pages, like pictures. You're going to see a variety of ways. Being creative means working on a planning solution that really works for me, thinking outside of the box. Thinking outside of the box to what will really work for me as to how to put everything together, to how I want to spread creativity, how I want to help somebody else be creative. Like I said, there's all different kinds of things that we can do to be creative, but how can you unleash your creativity? One of the things I'd like to do this week, since it's almost the end of the week, we have the weekend left. One of the things I want to do over this weekend is to do something completely different, something out of my comfort zone. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do it. And then when I do it, I'm going to do a post about it, and I'm going to put some pictures in to show you what I've done. I'm going to talk about whether I was scared before I did it, what my thoughts were about it. I'm going to do before and after, and I'm going to tell you how it turned out. I'm going to unleash a little bit of creativity. So, yeah, that's my prompt for you this weekend. Sometime over the weekend, try a new recipe, make your own recipe, try a journal page that's different from your own. Try a different way of planning. Try a stick figure or two. Try some watercolor background on the page where you do your normal journaling if you are a text journaler. If you are a collage person, try something different. If you like watercolor, but you don't hardly ever use your watercolor pencils, or there's a supply, like for me, it would be the Zig or the watercolor brush pens. Those I have, those marker things. I don't use those nearly enough. My watercolor pencils and things, I don't use nearly enough. There are all different kinds of things that I don't really use all that often that I need to get better about using on a more regular basis. One of my big things, though, for me, is that I don't go back in and add a whole lot of detail later on. Like I could be doing that. So I think that may be one of the things I could actually do, is to add some detail to something that I've drawn in my notebook and add some detail to that. But I'm going to be working on Inktober, and what I've decided in Halloween Chronicles, and what I've decided is to try something completely different while I'm doing this. The junk journal in and of itself is something completely different. That was unleashing of my creativity, just creating the journal itself. So yeah, but like I said, I'm going to do something completely out of my comfort zone, um, use something I haven't used in a long time, do some kind of writing exercise maybe that I haven't done in a while. These tarot, writer block tarots are completely new to me as well. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to unleash my creativity in at least an art way and in at least a writing way. So y'all let me know what you do. What you do. I want to hear about it next week. I want to know. I want to know. And you can post your pictures into the Facebook group that we have. If you haven't already joined our Facebook for Patreon, then friend me on Facebook and let me know that you're a patron, and I will add you to that Facebook group so we can share some things that we've done and talk about it. I mean, you can put it on the community part in Patreon, but other people can see it because that's public. So if you want to post it there, you're more than welcome to. But if you want it to be kept more private, just put it in a Facebook group, or you can email it to me if you don't want anybody else to see it. So thanks, y'all. I really appreciate you being here. I'm so glad that you're with me and that you're hanging on. It's been a rough go. It's been a rough go, but I feel so much. I don't know how many times have I said that this video altogether. I feel good. I feel better. Bye, y'all. Have a good one. Unleash your creativity this weekend.